Hello and welcome to another update about Natgas. Natgas futures currently still in a correction, and just to repeat what I said in the last video, assumption is that a correction of sorts is unfolding now, a pullback. We have a top of sorts in place. There are two directly bullish pathways I'm following. There are more scenarios I'm tracking in the background, but we have to keep these videos sort of within a certain framework, of course. I mean, Natgas is not a chart that I really cover as part of one of our memberships or so, because, capacity is naturally limited, but I still, from time to time, try to give you updates. Obviously, Natgas is getting more interesting now, given that we likely have a substantial low in place, at least a larger degree. Seems like a substantial low formed in February 24. The formal confirmation came with a fifth wave to the upside here. I can track it in few different ways. I just want to show you three possible wave counts to the upside I'm tracking. Actually, on the chart, I only have two at the moment, but I'll show you three, so you're fully informed about what I believe are the most probable Elliott wave structures at the moment based on current price data. We always have to keep in mind Natgas is really a difficult structure to track from an Elliott wave point of view, and I would encourage you only to use Elliott wave only as one, maybe one indicator, to make your decisions, because Natgas is tricky, and the chart, obviously due to all the different instruments you can use to track Natgas, you get different results, depending on which instrument you're using. So it can be a bit tricky. But what I'm tracking is, first of all, a so-called 1-2-1-2 setup, and then this would be another 1-2 setup. So we have three 1-2 setups. That is very bullish. I don't necessarily believe that, but as long as the market holds above $3.32, it is a plausible scenario. We can watch that scenario, and then the market should react there and rally to the upside. I'm going to zoom in a minute, and we can take a look at the microstructures in more detail about that scenario. That's one scenario. The other one is, and I actually haven't labeled it fully, but it is a scenario that gives me 5 waves up in the blue scenario. So that's a full set of 5 waves. That's the main reason why I say that assumption is a low has formed. We have 5 waves up here in a potential leading diagonal, and this is now a wave 2 pullback that's unfolding. But what I just showed you as yellow wave 2 could simply be the A wave in the blue scenario. Either way, once we have a first 3 wave move down completed, a bounce is expected, and the structure of the next bounce should tell us whether we are in the blue count or in the yellow count, because the blue count would be a corrective bounce. In the yellow one, it would be a really aggressive rally to new highs. So this would be the blue count. There's one more I'm tracking. I haven't shown it specifically because in the short term, it doesn't really make a great difference. But it's a scenario where we say this here was a wave 1, this rally into the June 24 highs, and this was a wave 2. So that's in line with all of these other scenarios. But then I could say that maybe let me just think, maybe this was an A wave, B wave, C wave in a third wave. So the wave 3 is here. This here would be a fourth wave. But to be honest, it would be difficult to distinguish between the blue wave 2 and the wave 4. So I'm not showing that separately, but I want to make sure that you have heard about that scenario. And then a fifth wave up. The structure doesn't really, I think, it would be the third most likely scenario. So I don't track that really here on the chart actively, because I think we are well equipped with these two scenarios we have. So in the short term, I am tracking the structure here now as an ABC structure. We talked about that in the last video. I've got a potential 5 wave move down in wave A, a clear 3 wave move best I can tell in wave B, and we could now be working on the C wave to the downside. And that could be wave C of 2 in yellow, or wave C of A in blue. And looking at the microstructure, so they share the same microstructure, right? That's good. And then in the very short term, it's likely going to do this, best I can tell, potential 5 wave move down in wave C. What we can say based on that is that it's likely that the market is going to test maybe here even $3.32, because if we use the Fibonacci extensions to track targets, then the 100% extension is even slightly below standard support. That's okay. You know, first of all, again, keep in mind that Natgas isn't the easiest one to track, so there might be some distortions there, but 325 would be the 100% extension based on this chart. But either way, it looks like it goes a little lower in the short term. A wider wave B is always possible, yeah, but there is no confirmation. I think that's the bottom line. There is no confirmation at the moment that a substantial low has formed. However, should we now break above 420, at least some kind of a local low would be confirmed, and then we would first track a larger B wave, and it would simply delay. It would delay that that C wave, A, B, C, before we then go higher. That would even be a bit more bullish. I mean, a larger B wave would increase the likelihood that the yellow count is actually playing out, yeah, because it increases the likelihood that this support area is holding. For now, I think we can. I mean, this support held, yeah. It led to a reaction here, the 50% retracement. Pay attention to 361 and 332 as well for additional support. So it should give you the key levels to watch for this week. Hope you liked the update. I mean, the coming week. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates about certain stocks, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, check out our stocks and S&P 500 membership. You'll find the link in the description and also pinned in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.